Hi, it's Johnny here with some exciting e-liquid news. So whether you're a Nic Salt expert looking for the latest top flavours, or a Nic Salt novice who wants to learn more, be sure to stay tuned because you have our very own expert Dr Peter Gibbons joining us to give us a lowdown. Nic Salts were first introduced to Totally Wicked with the Switz Smooth range, which is used in the Totally Wicked bike kit. The Symphonic range then entered the Nic Salt fray with 8 incredible flavours, all in a next generation Nic Salt formulation. That 8 has now become 12 as 4 fantastic new flavours have been added to the Symphonic offering. But before we move on to the new additions, let's catch up with Dr Peter Gibbons to find out just what Nic Salt E-liquids are and how they differ from free-base e-liquids.
Okay, so there's 2 different types of nicotine that we use in e-liquid manufacture. One is so-called free-base nicotine, so it's just nicotine on its own. The second is a Nic Salt. What a Nic Salt is, it takes the nicotine and then you add an organic acid, something like citric acid, which you might be familiar with. And then what happens is the nicotine and the organic acid neutralize, and this forms a Nic Salt. Yeah, the difference is quite subjective and it is personal. For me, the best way to describe it is a free-base nicotine. Basically, the nicotine delivery goes a bit like this, and it forms a peak and then it comes back down. Whereas with a Nic Salt, the delivery of nicotine is a little bit more gradual. So the best way to describe it is it goes up, 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 but then it stays up and comes down at a much more gradual level. Who should vape Nic Salts? Nic Salts basically can be enjoyed by any vapor. They are designed to take away, should we say, an involuntary cough that sometimes people who are new to vaping can experience when they're on higher strength nicotine. So it's ideal for new vapors. But there's many other vapors who also really enjoy the smoothness of the nicotine delivery, even at lower strengths and higher VG e-liquids.
The Symphonic next generation Nic Salt range now has 4 fantastic new flavours, meaning Symphonic fans now have the choice of 12 mouth-watering flavour variations. For the new kids on the block are frozen fruit squash, ice blackcurrant fusion, blueberry and pomegranate, and chilled red grape, and all 4 additions hit all the right notes. Now these 4 newbies join firm favourites like banana milkshake, iced mango and lychee, and bubblegum chews to bring you a real symphony of flavours. And beyond these exciting flavours, there's a lot more to Symphonic that meets the eye. So we caught up with Dr Peter Gibbons to tell us all about the range.
Symphonic e-liquid, the name implies what it is. It really is a symphony of intense flavours. It's one of the most flavour-packed e-liquid ranges that we've ever developed at Totally Wicked. It's a higher VG e-liquid, not high VG, so it's 65% VG. So it gives that nice balance of big clouds of plenty of flavour, but also it's got enough PG in there to make sure that the flavour notes really come through. With Symphonic, we wanted to take it to the next level. There's quite a lot of Nic Salt e-liquid out there on the market. So we wanted to take the best bits of Nic Salt, but retain the best bits of free-base nicotine e-liquids. So we came across this idea of what we call a next-gen Nic Salt. In other words, we have a percentage of the nicotine in the salt form, but also a percentage of the nicotine free-based. So it gives you basically that smooth nicotine delivery, but also you still have that hint of throat hit, which a lot of customers really enjoy. That really is a tough question. For me, the one I'm really excited by is the chilled red grape. I've liked grape e-liquid flavours, and this one really hits the sweet spot for me. It's sweet red grape with that chill exhale. It's fantastic.
Totally Wicked Nic Salt journey began with the Switz Smooth range. Now this Nic Salt formulation featured in the best-selling bike kit, but a few vapors may be wondering why the range is so succinct and if it's also available for open tank systems. Now the brains behind Switz Smooth, Dr Peter Gibbons, is on hand to clear all these things up for us.
Okay, well, Switz Smooth again was designed for the new vapor. We did have some feedback that some new vapors, I wouldn't say were put off, but when they first tried vaping a higher nicotine strength, it sometimes left them with a cough reflex because they weren't used to it. So Switz Smooth was designed to counter this by delivering the nicotine in a more smooth manner, with a control throated, but not as big a throated as 3-base nicotine. Again, we designed Switz Smooth with the new vapor in mind. It can be a bit overwhelming going into a totally wicked store where you have hundreds of new e-liquid flavours to choose from. So we wanted to keep it nice and simple. Great tobacco flavours, menthol and a mixed fruit. Switz Smooth e-liquid is obviously available in the 10ml bottle format. Many bike customers have really taken to the product and are enjoying the flavour experience with the Byte e-cigarette kit. After a period of time, some customers might come to us and say, look, I'd like to transition to an open system because then I'll be able to use 10ml refill containers, which is going to be a bit more economic for them in the long run. That's why we release Switz Smooth in the 10ml format.